how you guys doing? We talking about pronouns now. Yeah, that's right. Burnt my bridge with the Christians this morning. Let's burn the pronoun folks bridge too. No, I'm just playing. But listen, the pronoun debate is it's not even a debate, but the pronoun thing is interesting, right? Because this is something that you would only think about when you're online, right? That doesn't mean it's not important. I'm just saying this would only come up with people who are chronically online. And here's what I mean by that. In real life personal conversation, if I'm using your pronouns while you're there, I'm talking about you like you're not there, which is disrespectful. You understand? So if you're sitting here, I'm talking to the person sitting over to the left, you sitting over to the right, and I'm talking to them about you, and you're sitting right there, but I'm using your pronouns and not your name, that's already disrespectful. All right? So let alone if they're using the wrong pronoun, at that point, that doesn't even matter because they're already being disrespectful. So you got to check that part right there as is. They're already being disrespectful anyway. So that wouldn't come up in real life. In real life, it would be like I was talking to so-and-so at this time of the day about you, which again is disrespectful. I shouldn't be talking about you when you're not there. And then I use the wrong pronouns. Then they report back to you that I used the wrong pronouns, and then you confront me a whole day later. Like that would never happen in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't even make sense. Like, so now we're just policing each other with everybody like saying, and you know what I mean? Like that's strange. It's like that's like Big Brother, you know what I mean? Camera on every block watching you. Like that would never happen in real life. So that's why I think that it's something that would happen online, because in online things like on forums and Twitter and things like that and comment sections or whatever, people will post something and then somebody else might not see it for hours or days, right? So two people might be having a conversation in the comment section, and then like the person that they're talking about doesn't see that for another couple hours or another couple days. So of course they're going to be using pronouns, and then that's where the situation goes, hey, you're using the wrong pronouns to talk about me, because they're in the forum. Now it makes sense why people are talking about each other in forums and they're not adding, like sometimes you add somebody to get around using pronouns and stuff like that. But like when you're just having a quick conversation, you're not going to do that. So when you're doing the forum thing or the comment section, you're just going to post their pronoun there while they're talking, and then whenever they come back to the situation, they can see it. They can be like, hey, you misgendered me. And then you can have that discussion. You understand what I'm saying? But outside of online, like it's almost like the pronoun thing doesn't even matter. So I'm not even sure why people are getting so mad when it's just it only comes up, like I said, it only comes up in conversations like on the internet, or if it's in real life, it should only be in conversations that you're never gonna hear. You aren't. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to me it's not that big of a deal to use the correct pronoun, if that makes sense. I know you was finna say, well, then it doesn't matter if you use the pronoun or not. No, it doesn't. It's not that big of a deal for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can just go ahead and do it. Be like, hey, this is the pronoun. The problem is when you get in this whole argument about it. But when you confront somebody about them misgendering you, if you're already when it's in text the way it is, somebody's always going to read it as an attack against them, because maybe they did something wrong or whatever, and it's always going to read it as an attack against them. So then they're always going to reply with an aggressive tone back. So then every single time there's even a correction of the pronoun, unless the person is just a generally nice person, but most of the time it's just going to be an argument, like every single time. So then you see these like pronoun debates, and then people start blocking people and then reporting other people for gender discrimination and all this other stuff. And it's always going to be like that forever. Like because it's hard to tell someone, hey, those aren't my pronouns in the comment section. They didn't see it until like an hour. Like you posted it there, they didn't see it till an hour later. maybe you've come back and you're talking to somebody else about something, and then they see that you have another common thread going, so now they're thinking that you're talking to them about you and blah blah blah, and it gets all confused and wishy-washy. Now everybody's arguing, and now we're just like, nah man, fuck your pronouns. Now I'm mad at you. Like, why would I be friendly with you when I'm mad at you? You know what I mean? And then you got other people say, well, even if you're mad at them and you're not using their pronouns, you're a bad person. Like, and then it's like, but the pronoun thing isn't even that serious. Like, you automatically a bad person because you chose to not use their pronouns because you're mad at that singular person. Like, there could be another transgender person in chat, in the same chat, that you're not misgendering at all. You're just angry with this person, so you're gonna misgender them. It's the same thing. Like, if somebody called me the N-word, like, there's another black person over here, like, oh no, they're not an N-word, but you. it just ends up going that far. I'm not really trying to compare the misgender thing to the N-word, but I'm just saying, like, it goes that far. Like, when you're in a heated conversation, the feeling is the same, even if the context isn't the same. The feeling itself is the same. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the pronoun thing is wild. But if you want my honest opinion on the pronoun thing, I mean, I think it's silly in a cute way. You know what I mean? Like, the same way you would think about Japanese culture, like as like a weeb. Like, if you like anime, like, how the same way you would feel about that, that's how I feel about the pronoun thing. Like, it's like, I'm not, like, even with the neo pronouns, people want to use the zer and whatever. I like to make jokes like, oh, so you're a zer. Like, let's say I'm talking Spanish to you and I meet you for the first time, so I can't say encantado de conocerte or serlo. I gotta be like, encantado de conocer zer. That's what I gotta do. I like to make those kind of jokes because I think it's funny to I think it's just funny. Like, does this apply to other languages? I just think that's, like, funny or whatever. Or like if it was like a Asian, if it was one of the Asian languages, like Korean or Japanese, would instead of kun, you'd be zer. So you'd be like, whatever your name, and then instead of saying kun, you'd be like zer. So like for instance, never mind, that's too far. I'm just saying, it's just, I like it. I think it's cool, like, having, like, personal pronouns. It's just interesting. I like the idea. It does make it hard to communicate with everybody when you're just literally making up noises. You know what I'm saying? When you're just actually making up noises for people to refer to you, it's going to be confusing. So I don't see why you would get mad at somebody who just didn't want to deal with that. But, I mean, at the same time, if you don't want to deal with that, I guess you could just not engage with that person at the same time. And then, like, everybody's like, oh, okay, cool, I'm over here, you over there. Nobody's disrespecting anybody. We're just, on our separate paths, I guess. But sometimes you're already you're already engaged with each other before you find out this stuff is going on. And then when that happens, then you're like, all right, why didn't you check my profile? It's in my profile. You see it there. And then you're like, why would I check your profile? I don't even like you like that. Why am I looking at your profile? I just wanted to talk about whether or not Goku and Gojo would be a good fight. Like, why would I be checking your profile? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's internet stuff. It's fun. Everybody's having a bad time. Welcome to Earth. And I'm gonna holler at y'all until I got something else to get canceled for. See ya. Oh, like and subscribe.